Oh, perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see the screen a little bit better. Does that look better to you guys? It looks clearer? Okay, perfect. But what? It's a little bit better? Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to pull up the chat. Hi, Journey. How are you doing today? Okay, wonderful. Technology works for me this time. I'm able to get on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Pretty okay. So, great. So today, we're actually going to be upping our game a little bit, and we're going to try to write and code a drag and drop game. Mostly coding because that's what a drag and drop game does. Have you played any drag and drop games before? Do you know what when I say a drag and drop game, does that mean anything to you? You don't know what a drag and drop game is? Okay, so basically for our drag and drop game, we're gonna do something. I'm gonna give you an example. So oftentimes maybe in like when you're learning a language, for example, you'll see like vocabulary words. Give me a vocabulary word, or give me a word. What's a good word? A sentence, something that can be a picture, a noun, maybe an animal of some sort, a bird. Okay, so we're gonna say bird. Okay, so bird. So we have bird, and maybe we want to match it with an image. So let's find a bird for us. Which bird do you like? We like the red robin. Okay, we're gonna get the red robin like this. And so maybe the objective of the game, so the goal of the game is to be able to drag the bird image to the actual word. So let's get some other maybe images on here. Or let's do it simple first. So I'm going to actually do it for you first so you can take a look. But basically the idea is that we want to be able to drag something over another object. So I'm going to get some blocks. And so what are we going to drag? Are we going to drag the bird, or are we going to drag the word? We want to drag the word to the bird. Okay, so we're going to drag the word to the bird. So right now I'm going to do it first to just give you an idea, and then later on you guys can do it. So on drag over, and then what do we want to happen once we drag the word over the bird? You want the bird to fly? Okay, let's just have him bounce. We'll have him bounce. Or we can have him move. Bounce is pretty easy. Let's use bounce. I like bounce. Okay, so let's just take a look at this so you can see what I mean by kind of like a drag and drop game. Okay, so I can drag my word around the page, and when it goes over the bird, then he jumps. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So now we have an idea of what we kind of can do. So let's take, so we have in the chat, make it say level 1 complete. Okay, we can do that too. So we can make it bounce, and then we can have it say level 1 complete. So let's do that. Level 1 completed. Oh, we have more people joining us. So for those who are joining us, we are making a drag and drop game. And right now I'm doing it for you. And in a little bit, you guys are going to actually be taking over my computer and creating your own. So we're going to have it say level 1 completed once I drag the word over the image. How do I do that? So I'm going to get fade. And then I'm going to get level 1 completed. I'm going to fade this, this text box in. So let's just take a look. Level 1 completed is no longer here because it needs to fade in when I drag the word bird over the actual bird. And level 1 completed. Okay, so this gives you an idea of what we can do. In the next, let's say, I want you all to take about 30 seconds or so to think of what kind of drag and drop game we want to do. Do we want to do a matching game? Do we want to do something completely different? This is like a matching game, for example. It'd be like a vocabulary game. But maybe you want to do something else with this drag and drop or drag over event. So let's have you take like 20 seconds. You can write in the chat and say what you want to do. Okay? So we have someone wants to do a matching game. Someone wants to do a Halloween theme. Do we have anyone on Facebook or YouTube who have opinions about anything? Okay, so let's do a Halloween theme matching game then. So what are we matching? Are we matching the vocabulary word to an image? Are we matching maybe okay, we want bats to bats, or maybe let's see, if I type Halloween, what happens? Let's go to images and let's see if Halloween brings up anything. Halloween. Okay, so we have like pumpkins. Or we could do a story where maybe you have to drag things over another thing. What do you all want to do? Oh, we do have bats. We have some... What is this? This is a little creepy. Let's see. We have a creepy looking spider, some ghosts. Okay. So if you want, you can feel free to unmute yourself. We don't have that many people in our Zoom call, and your voice won't be in the chat. And oh, people in our Facebook are also giving their opinions. But yeah, so let's do a drag and drop. I'm going to delete this so you can start from scratch. And let's add a new page. So kiddos, what do we want to do? Let's get coding a pumpkin. Let's get a pumpkin. So we have a pumpkin. We want a code. That seems good. And let's get a background. Let's use maybe something like this. Okay, so are we doing a matching game or are we doing a story? We want a scary background. Let's see if I type like a story finding game. So the goal of the game is to find certain objects and match them. Is that what we want to do? So we can do something like a scavenger hunt. Oh, that seems fun. Let's do something like a scavenger hunt. Yeah. And we'll match the whatever we want to find. We can match the word, or maybe we can match like a magnifying glass or something. We want to find something scary first. If I type scary, does anything happen? Oh, we have some things. This looks a bit scary. This looks really scary. That looks really scary also. Do we have a preference? Okay, well, we're going to use this one because I think it matches better with the pumpkin. Okay, so what are we going to say for our scavenger hunt? Find the pumpkin. So let's say something like, can you find the pumpkin? And let's add some different images to hide our pumpkin a little bit. Otherwise, it's a little bit too easy to find our pumpkin. Add something like this. Maybe we could put the pumpkin behind. Add more pumpkins. You have to find the right pumpkin, maybe. What else can we add? This scary tree. Okay, so we want to add lots of pumpkins and have them find the right pumpkin. The kawaii pumpkin. Which one's the kawaii pumpkin? This one? Okay, so actually what I'm going to do, since you have a lot of opinions about which pumpkins to add onto this page, I'm going to give remote control access to one of you. Who wants to help me add things to the page? Anybody? Okay, Journey. I gave you my mouse. I have no control over anything. And you can now move my mouse around and add however many pumpkins you want to add to the page. So for those of you that are joining us, we are creating a scavenger hunt type of story where you have to find the pumpkin. And we're going to try to use the drag over block. So we're going to put RIP. Okay, great. Anything else we want to add to this page? Okay, you're done? Great. So let's put RIP maybe a little bit bigger. Something like that. Okay, so are we going to click on it? Are we going to use the drag? What are we going to do? You want to fix it too? Here, I gave you my control while we figure out what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to add some candies now. Okay, great. Are we going to resize these candies? Okay. Anything else we want to add? So, by the way, I'm completely hands-free. And you're done with it? Okay, awesome. So, give me back my mouse. Perfect. So, we have candies everywhere. Okay, can we find the right pumpkin? Are we going to click on him or are we going to drag something over the pumpkin? Or we like have a basket and maybe we need to add things to the basket. Do we have like an empty basket? What does this come up with? Basket. Container. A web. I don't have anything with a web. Maybe spider? Here we go. We have a spider web here. Where did it go? I feel like the spider web disappeared. Let's see. Does this one appear? The spider web doesn't seem to like us very much. We could put a spider in the tree. That's what we could do. Okay. So, can you find the right pumpkin? Are we going to click on it in order to go to the next page? So let's do that actually. Yeah, we're going to click on the pumpkin to go to the next page. So actually, since the pumpkin is behind the RIP, the tombstone, it's going to be really, really difficult to click on him. So what we're going to do is we're going to put what I call a hotspot on top of the pumpkin, like so. And instead of keep making it green, we're going to change the opacity to 0. And so this hotspot means that it's on top of the page so we can always click on him or drag something over it or do whatever we want. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the event graph, which is the back side of the page where we can code. So now let's actually code our interactions. I'm going to need one of you to help me out with coding. We're going to, this is not really a drag and drop game anymore, but that's fine. We're going to click on the pumpkin and then go to the next page. Okay, so we have a volunteer already. I'm going to grab the blocks for you, okay? So you can start with the blocks and then you can help me code it. How does that sound? So do we want the pumpkin to do anything when we click on him? Any animation or just go to the next page directly? We want to maybe animate it, make him jump. Okay, let's make him jump. And let's also maybe play a sound. How does that sound? Maybe we could play a sound effect, make it jump. Do you see a play sound effect? Where is it? Play sound effect. Here it is. You want to play a bat sound? What do bats sound like anyway? Like, I'm not even sure. Okay, so we're going to play a sound effect and then we need to make him jump. So we're going to use bounce again. So let's first do this. This is a bit of a challenge. Who is going to help me? It was Diego, you're going to help me. So I gave you the control over my mouse. See if you can connect our blocks together. Basically, what we want to do is we want to click on the invisible circle and then play a sound effect. So purple circle to purple circle. That's right. Great. And now this is the challenging part. So, okay, yeah. Do you need some help? Try grabbing the purple circle of the bounce block again. That's the triangle, but that's fine. We can connect the triangle. Do you see the triangle become bigger? The ones that are bigger are the ones you can connect them to. So drag it. You see there's a bigger triangle. Yeah, the big triangles are the ones that you can connect them to. So let's first connect the circle. So finish connecting the circles. Okay, we could try that. No, we don't have any yellow circles, so we're going to ignore the yellow circle for now. Perfect. Great. So you can actually test it, press preview, and right now we have 3 blocks together. So click on preview. On the top right-hand corner, there's a preview. And now try to click on the pumpkin. Not that one, the one that's behind the RIP. Yeah. Does anything happen when you click on him? No? So let's go back to our code. Let's see what we did. Oh, it's because we're bouncing the invisible circle. So get rid of the connection between the circle 0 and the bounce. Yeah, get rid of this one. The purple one. No, purple one. So the connection between the circle 0 and the bounce, it's purple. Yeah, select that. The long, yeah, that one. Select it. Here, let me help you. Right here. Select this one. Select the line. Yeah, delete it. So you click on the trash can at the top. There's a little trash can. Perfect. And so we were actually bouncing the invisible circle. So go to objects and pick the object you want to bounce. So in the side, yeah, go to objects. And then you want to bounce which one? Which object are we bouncing? We're going to bounce the kawaii pumpkin eye. So now connect. Okay. We changed our mind. We're going to bounce a different one. Okay, we're going to bounce the one that we clicked. Perfect. So now we need to connect that together. Now let's try it. See if it works. Yay! It works now. Okay, so let's finish up our code. So we just did on page, when you click on the invisible circle, bounce the pumpkin. So give me back my controller for a second. I'm gonna add a sound effect. So to add a sound effect, we need to go to the layout design, we need to go to the sounds tab, and then we're going to choose a sound effect. So I like indicators. Let's go to here. And I'm going to share my sound with you so you can hear it. Do you like that one? Which one do you like? Do you hear my sound? You want a scary sound? Okay, so for those of you that are on Facebook, you unfortunately cannot hear my sounds because I have muted my system sounds, so you don't hear any of the students' voices or really anything on my computer. You like this one? Let's add this one, Discovery 9. And we're going to go to the back and we have a choice to make. Do we want to play the sound effect when we click on it at the same time of when it bounces or after it bounces? So at the same time or after? Do we have a... So what's the vote? After or at the same time? So people in Facebook, you can also vote if you want. I'm trying my best to read everything. Okay, so we have after. So the difference is if we want it to be after, we just put it after the bounce like this. And we connect these two together. So this is a sequence, and a sequence is just a fancy word of saying one after the other, after the other, after the other. So your code is now saying on click, step 1 is I'm going to bounce my pumpkin, and then I'm going to play a sound effect. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to preview. Okay, great. So I think what we need to do is we need to add a scary background music before we go to the next page. What do you think? Let's add a scary background image. Not background image, background sound. So background music, yes. Okay, so we have some scary ones. The ones that are shaped with the moon are the scary ones. Let's take a look at Spookville. What's inside Spookville? Which one do you guys like? They're all suspense. Which one? The ghost? This one? Okay, let's add this one. So we'll add this one onto the page. And so when do we want this background music to play? So let's go to events. We skipped all of the introduction of what all of these blocks are, but basically events tell us when we're going to have our code play. So when do we want our background music to play? We want it to play before, so we want it to play before everything. So which one do you think it is? Which block? And you want to play it the whole time? So which one? Do we on page start? On click? We want to use the first one. So on page start. Yep, you're correct. So if we want to play it at the very beginning, then we need to use on page start. So yes, I have a question and or a comment. Yes, this works on iPad, tablet, devices, obviously desktop, Chromebooks. So you can create your own story on any of those devices. So let's pick out a background music function. So iPhone, you can't write stories on iPhone because it's too small, but you can read stories on iPhone. So once you publish your story, you can read it on iPhone or any phone device, but you can't unfortunately write because it's a little bit small, the screen. So how do we connect them together? Well, we take our white triangle and we connect it to our white triangle here. And we need to select a music, so we're going to select Ghost Suspense. So let's do that, and let's play it. Looks okay. First page looks okay. So let's actually go to the next page now. So let's say after we find our pumpkin, we're going to go to the next page for our next thing that we have to find or do whatever. So we need to use a block called go to page. So if we want to have the go to page block after all of the play sound effect and everything, how do we connect it? Who wants to help me? do the last part. Okay. So I gave you control of my mouse. How do we connect things together? So after I play the sound effect, I want to go to the page. Perfect. And then I need to do one last thing, which is I need to set what page I'm going to. So no, we're not going to connect anymore. So right now our music is looping forever, so we don't really want anything afterwards. Otherwise it'll never happen. We're missing one last step. Can someone help him? What step are we missing? It says go to page 1. So take a look at your go to page block, the one that you just connected. Yeah, and then you want to select the page. Perfect. So now we're going to go to the next page, page 3. So let's preview it and see what it looks like. Make sure that we're going to the right page. Awesome. So now we're on page 3, and let's actually do something with matching, since that was the title of my story to begin with. Okay, so let's match maybe... Should we match images with images or images with words? We could do something like what does this spider like to eat or something? I don't know. He likes to eat images with hidden words. So how are we going to hide our words? We're going to hide them on the page and they have to find them. Okay, so let's add. So we're going to try to hide some words onto the page and make them match images. So we're going to just grab some images here. Do we like any of these spiders? Or should I go to another image? This one? This one? Mr. Spider here? Okay, we're gonna use this one. Oh, you like the spider candy? Okay. So we have the spider candy. We want some bugs, is it? Do we even have bugs? Let's look. Bugs. We want some bugs. We have some butterflies. Some bees. Oh, here's some beetles. We want some beetles. Which beetle do we like? You want the worm? This one? So let's get some beetles. I think this one's kind of pretty. It's purple. Looks kind of creepy. Okay, so I think we have enough right now to get started with. Let's get rid of this spider since we have already a spider. And let's just add a background. I don't know. We'll just pick a random one for right now. Okay. We want an ant, beetle, and a worm. Let's see. Do we have an ant here? Let's look for an ant. We have an ant carrying things. What's inside here? Or we have a ant here. We want this ant. The cartoonish ant. Okay, let's have him. Let's take him. So we have a cartoonish ant, a spider candy, a worm, and a beetle. And we're going to add some words now onto the page. Are we just going to match the word to the image? Okay, we're going to match the word to the image. So we're going to do just something pretty simple, and we'll just add them here. Spider. What else? Oh. Beetle. Oh, I can't spell beetle properly. Worm. Oh, I can't spell anything at all. And ant. Okay. And so who wants to do the first one then? Let's say I want to match worm with worm. Who wants to help me? I'll first help you out by, okay, great. Oh, that's really cool. You know how to raise your hand on Zoom. Perfect. Do you want me to help you first get the blocks on the page? Okay, I'm going to help you get the blocks on the page first. So the big question is, do we want to be able to drag over the image or drag the word over the image multiple times or just one time? We have two options. You have drag over and drag over once. Drag over once means that it only triggers one time. Drag over means that every time you drag it over, then it does something. So we're going to get it one time. So drag over once, and I'm going to grab, which one do you want to do? Do you want to do ant, beetle, spider, worm? You want to do the ant? Okay, so I'm going to grab the ant for you. And then after we drag it over, what do we want to happen? What do we want to happen? Do we want an animation? Do we want to have a score, a sound effect? Okay, we want to have a sound effect. We want it to walk. So we want it to move. Okay, so if we want it to move, we can use the move to, do we want it to just move like left and right, or we want it to move like to a certain position like here? Or here? You want it to move in a circle? Okay, we could do that. It'll be a little bit more challenging, but we can do that. Okay, so you would need to move. All right, so let's first do this. And I gave you my remote, or aka my mouse, and now you can connect things together. So let's first try to move it in one direction. So on drag over once, we're going to move the ant. So what are we dragging? We're missing the dragged object. What are we dragging? Are we dragging the word, or are we dragging the image? Okay, so we're going to drag the image. And then we have to set where we're moving it to. So inside the move block, you'll see that there's X and it's 0 pixels and Y is 0 pixels. So you want to change 0 to a different number. So you can add like, I don't know, X is the direction left and right. Y is the direction up and down. Okay, check it out. So duration is how long the animation will go. So right now it's at 1 second. You want it to move for 10 seconds? Okay. And basically easing is different easing options. You can try one. Yeah. So press preview. He's going to move really slow. Yeah, don't do 101 seconds. That's a long time. Just try 1 second, okay? So you see it's glowing. That means you can interact with the object. So you can drag the ant and you have to drag him over the word ant. So if you want to drag the word, you have to switch the code around. He's moving now. Now he's trying to move while you're dragging him. So maybe that's not the best thing. So let's exit out and let's switch the order around. So instead of the dragged object being the image, make the dragged object the word. Can you do that, or do you need some help? Yep, that's right. You're going to delete it. And delete the other one too. Delete the other connection. Yep, delete. What? Your sister's helping? Awesome. Awesome. So what are you targeting? Okay, you're targeting the image. And what are you dragging? You're dragging the word. Perfect. So let's take a look. So now you can drag the word. And he moves really slowly. Awesome. So we only did on drag over once, so it only triggers the animation one time. So it's not going to trigger again if you drag it over. All right, perfect. So I want to take back my mouse. So let's actually make it a little bit faster. 10 seconds is a little bit long. Let's say like 3 seconds. And if we want to make him move, so move, we have two blocks. You have move to point and move. So the difference between these two blocks is move to point goes to a specific point. So like, for example, if I want my ant to go to this point, X is 265 and Y is 295. So I would put those numbers in because I want him to move exactly to this point. Now, if I use move will just move my ant relative to where he's at. So he'll just move from his current position 115 pixels by 12 pixels Y. So if you do 115, you noticed he moves right. How do we make him move to the left? So 115 makes him move to the right. How do you think we can move to the left? So what number do I put here to make him move to the left, do you think? So if I try the number 2, he's not going to move very much. He's not going to move really at all. He moves like a tiny bit. If I put a really big number, like 1,000, he's going to move really fast to the right. So these still make him move to the right. How do we make him move to the left? Do we have an idea? No, 3 and 10 make him still move to the right. 10,000 still makes him move to the right. So you want to use a negative number. So you do negative, then whatever number you want to move him by. And let's take a look. And now he moves to the left. So you could put negative numbers in. I'm going to put it back to 150. And you can also then make it so that he moves maybe to the left and then he moves to the right afterwards. So let's try that. So you could kind of make him wiggle. Boop. Yeah, the ant is very cartoonish. She's super cute. Okay, so who wants to help me with the next word? Anybody? Anybody else? Okay, I'll have you help me again. Or no, Journey? Okay, great. So, do you want me to first add the blocks? Okay, which word do you want to do? We already did the word ant. Let's pick another word. We have 3 other words. The spider candy? Okay, let's add the spider. So spider, or this is not a spider. Spider candy. And what do you want to do once you drag the word over? You want an animation? You want something else? To jump and have a sound effect. Okay, so let's have a jump. Where's jump? Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce. And a sound effect. Okay, well, we don't have any sound effects on this page, so we have to choose one first. So let's do that. Let's go back to sound effects. Let's look. Do we have any sound effects that are fun? Maybe chimes? Or do you want to have the indicator sounds again? I will add this one. Okay, we're ready. I'm going to give you my mouse and you have my station. So go forward and go. And while people are doing that, I can now read what people are writing on Facebook. Okay, so we're going to drag our spider word over the spider candy, and then we want to what are we bouncing? We're bouncing the image. We're going to bounce it after we drag it over. And after we bounce, we're going to play a sound effect. So you're missing one last step. You have a sound effect, but you haven't selected the sound effect. Go to select a sound. There's a, you see, no, it's there. So go back to your block. Yeah, go back to your block. Play sound effect, and yep, it says select a sound, so you have to select a sound. Yes. Great. So it's a spider. So I have a question. How can it pass the word? Can you rephrase your question? So it only triggers one time because we use the on drag over once block. But if we use the on drag over block, then every time you bring it over, then it bounces and plays a sound. Great. So awesome. I'm going to take back my mouse and let's do the last two. How does that sound? We have worm and we have beetle. Who wants to help me with worm and beetle? Okay, so which one do you want to do, Diego? Worm, beetle, worm. Okay, so we have a worm. We have, where is it? On drag over once. And what do you want to do once you drag it over? Let's see what we can do. We can, what other functions do we have? We can fade something in. We can play a recorded sound. You want to play a sound effect hit? We can make it blink, a hit sound effect. You don't know how to get in? Hold on 1 second. I'm responding to a question. Okay, so we want to play a sound effect. Let's see. We have a cymbal, a conga. Oh, you want the low conga? Okay, so we want to play the sound effect and what else? That's it? We can, okay, so you just want to play the sound effect. Do you want to do it every time you drag it over or just the first time? Okay, I gave you my mouse. So we're doing it when you drag it over once, you're going to play a sound effect. So dragged object, we're going to drag the worm word, and then the target is that. Great. And we have to do the last step, which is select the sound. Oh, you want to loop it? You want to play it twice? If you want to play the sound twice, you can loop and select 2. Okay, we're going to play the sound 10 times. That's fine. Hit preview. Let's check it out. So which one were you doing? You were doing the worm. So drag the worm word. It needs to be over it. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. So, okay. Now we have the last one. So unfortunately, if you are on Facebook, you won't be able to hear it. But the conga sound played 10 times. So let's do the last one, Beetle. And I'm going to give remote control access after I add stuff. So you have a problem. You can drag your ant, but you can't seem to make it work. You mean on this page or on your own story? On your own story? Okay. If you're on your own story, let's see. How about afterwards I take a look at it, okay? So the last one is the Beetle on drag over once. And I gave you control over my screen. Okay, so, oh, my bad. So right now you're dragging the image. Let's switch it around. Get rid of the connection. Yeah. We want to drag the word so all the other ones are dragging the word. So get rid of the connection. Can you select the connection? Just click on the line. Click on the line. Yep, and then delete it. There's a delete button at the top. Up a little, up a little. To the right. Not that one. That deletes the page. Okay, yeah, that one. Alright, so you want to drag which one? You want to drag the word and you want to go over the image. Great, and then what are we going to do? Do we want to play a sound effect? Do we want to play an animation? Great, you figured out your problem? That's awesome. So you go to functions, click on the functions block, functions in the side. Okay, yeah, functions in the side, right hand sidebar, right hand side. Yep, right there, click on functions. No, that exits my page. Here, let me help you out. Ah, give me my mouse back. We have functions here. What do you want to do? You can type it in the chat if you want, or you can say it. We have some other people who want you to play a sound effect. Sound effect? Okay, great. What sound effect do you want? Maybe we want like a high conga. A violin sound? Do we have a violin sound? I don't think we have a violin sound yet. I think we have a piano sound. I'm sorry, I don't think we have a violin sound unless you want to record something. That sounds scary. This is like a... Okay. Unfortunately, I don't see a violin sound, so we're gonna do a cymbal. Let's do a cymbal. Okay, so I'm gonna give you control over my mouse again, and you can finish connecting everything. Okay, now you have to select your sound. great. And now preview. Unless you want to loop. Preview is in the top right-hand corner. That's publish. It's next to publish. Do you see it? It's in the top right-hand corner. Yep, right there. Press preview. Now you want to grab your Beetle. The word, not the image. So we're grabbing the word and we're moving it to the image. Awesome. Okay, so let me take back my mouse. Give me back my mouse. Great, so let's just go through it from the very beginning. What do we want to call this story before we publish it? Let's not call it a drag and drop game because, or we keep it this way. So we're going to coding Telling Coders Club. Okay, well, we're going to keep it this way, I guess. So we're going to preview. We're going to go to the next page. And the first one was, can you find the right pumpkin? We have a background music that plays. And then we have words here. Maybe we need some directions on what to do. Oh, my worm's not working. Why is my worm not working? Okay. Okay, so let's take a look. What's the worm supposed to do? The worm was, oh, we didn't select a sound effect here, or maybe it didn't save. Low conga. There we go. Okay, great. So now we have our words here. We're going to just bring them down. And then we're going to add maybe some text here with some directions. Drag the word to the image. And I'm just going to make it a little bit pretty before we go ahead and publish it. So once it's published, I'll send out the link to you guys, and then you guys can actually remix the story. So that means you can make a copy of it and do whatever you want to it, or see how we did it originally. So I'm going to just set that. Okay. Something like that. And let's make it a little bit prettier by maybe adding an animation at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do on page start. I'm going to play a text effect. And I'm going to play the text effect of the instructions. Do we want typewriter or do we want fade? Okay, so let's take a look at fade. We could do typewriter for the other one. Okay, so that's what fade looks like, maybe a little bit faster. And let's do the same thing here with the instructions here and say on page start, I want to play a text effect. So I can actually connect using the same on page start like this, or I can grab another on page start. Both of them work. So for me, I'm just going to use the same one. And I'm going to use can you find the right pumpkin. I'm going to make it fast. Let's take a look. And then to make things a little bit better, let's spend the next well, actually we're out of time already. It's already past time. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this right now and put it in the chat. Check out our game we made in Storytelling Coders Club. And I'm going to go ahead and publish it. Okay, so I have now the story published, and you can, oh, whoops, I put it in private. Let's have everyone. So now everyone can access this story, and you can now remix it, which means it makes a copy of it for yourself. And you can go through and edit it if you don't remember what we did. Also, we have the recording available on YouTube, so if you forget anything, you can also go back there. So next week, we're going to be doing looping. We did a little bit of looping this week, but we're going to do a lot more looping next week. And then we're going to focus on writing a story afterwards. So thank you for joining me. I don't know if you have any questions, and yeah. Any questions? Okay, I think we're good. Well, thank you so much and have a great weekend. So see you guys.